Okay, good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. My name is Yorianda Sembiring, and I'm from the Ing F class 20,000. And I'm here wanna explain about the journal by using the Microsoft PowerPoint. So here about my slide of presentation. So let's take it out. First one is the identity of the journal. The title of the journal is The Teacher Talk in Online Learning Verbal in Interaction using the Flanders Interaction Analysis Categorized System. Author of the journal is Johannes Jefria Gultom and Lastria Margarita Naibaho. Amount of page is 12 page. First is introduction. Students needs to be stimulated by teachers in learning language as the goal of learning language is the ability to communicate using the target language. Teacher always teach the students about the target language. At the end of the learning is teacher the students want the students to have the ability to speaking in the target language. Let's say it's English. In the class, every time teacher give the material so that students make the improvement in target language. In this case, is English, so that in the future they can speak English well and can communicate in English speech as well. The second is Flanders divided classroom interaction into two, which are teachers talk and students talk, which is then categorized into verbal and nonverbal interaction. As we know, verbal is the interaction that um, using mouth, as it means, I mean, like we talk and then we use the voice, we use the um all about our interaction instrument. But if we talk about nonverbal interaction, we use we don't use mouth exactly to interaction, but we use the gesture, we use the body language to make an interaction with another people. So um, that happens into the classroom interaction. Teachers don't need to say um, a verbal interaction, but sometimes teachers need to make a non-verbal interaction like a gesture to show that he he or she is serious right now, or he or she don't want the students make a noisy, so that sometimes he suddenly set set up um, and suddenly not make a gesture, so the students understand that the teachers is angry already, so they're be calm and so on. That's about the verbal and non-verbal interaction. Now is the types of classroom interaction. First is teacher-learner interaction. Teacher-learner interaction is the interaction between the teacher and learner. Teacher-learner interaction is about the interaction, the communication between the teacher and the learner. Teacher gives the maybe the content of material, teacher giving the question, and then after that the learner give the response. The response by the students would be like answer the question that given by the teacher and so on. That's about the teacher and learner interaction. The second is the learner interaction. Learner interaction is about uh, the the second is the learner interaction. Learner interaction is the interaction, the communication between the learners. The learner would be make the interaction like the discussion between them after the teacher gives the material that need to be discussed. So the learner is discussing, so it makes the learner be the active participant in the learning teaching process. That's the learner interaction. And the last is teacher whole classroom interaction. It's about the interaction between teacher and the whole classroom interaction. Always it often happen in the EFL class, English foreign language. So the teacher makes students be more active in the target language, in this case in the English language, so it can improve their speaking skills in English, learning in English skills. So the the next slide is about the online classroom. In the online classroom, research shows that instructor or teacher interaction is important, by Martin Budharani Kumar and result in the 2019. It means that the interaction in the online classroom, maybe from the Zoom or Google Meet or so on, if there are no interaction between teacher and students, it would make the passive teaching learning process. The material will not success to be given to the students if the interaction not not good, not very well in the in the teaching learning process. The next slide is about the research methodology. In the research in this research, um, the researcher using descriptive qualitative method to describe um, about the material that discussed here in the paper. So, and the data were taken from a classroom in Ahmad Ahmad Yani Binjai Junior High School. Data analysis, the types, and then the next is about the data analysis. First is the types of teacher talk applied in online verbal interaction. Based on the research that made by the researcher, there were the data got that 165 or 60%, 60.22% teachers talks that belong to direct influence, and there were 109, or it is the 39.78% talks that belong to indirect influence. This is the data of indirect and direct influence. First, in the indirect influence, we take a look in the categorized there is the accept feelings. Accept feelings, the frequency is 41, or in the percentage is the 14.96%. The second is praises or encouragement. The frequency is 46 and the percentage is 16.78%. The third is accept of use idea of students. The frequency is 35 and the percentage is 12.77%. Fourth is asking questions. The frequency is 43 and the percentage is 15.69%. Total is 165 and the percentage is 60.22%. Now let's take a look in the data of direct influence. 99%. And the last is criticizing or justifying authority. Uh, the frequency is 0 and percentage is 0%. Total is 109 in the frequency and percentage is 39.78%. Now let's take a look about the realization of teacher talk in the applied in online verbal interaction. First, accept feelings. The frequency is 41 and the percentage is 14.96%. The second is praises or encouragement. The frequency is 46 and the percentage is 16.78%. Then the last is criticizing or justifying authority. The frequency is 0 and the percentage is 0%. Total is 274 and the percentage is 100%. That's all the data analysis, and now let's move to the discussion. The types of teacher. The types of the teacher talk used by the teacher during the meeting. That is because of the three reasons. The first was to influence the students to acquisition of foreign language. It's about the teacher wanna improve the students' speaking skills. Teacher want to students improve the speaking skills by speaking in the class during the classroom interaction, so that they can improve their speaking skills. So in the future that there was supposed to be, there can be a good speaker in the target language. Let's say in this case English. In the future, the students can speaking English well because they were learning English in the school. The second reason was to influence the students' participation in the classroom. Teacher don't want students to be a passive participant. Teacher want Teacher want to make the students be a active participant. So teacher always make interaction like ask the students or make a suggestion to the students so that students uh, make the inter- make the response, so the students will be an active participant. Teacher give the question and students give the answer, it would make the good interaction. And the third reason was the teacher gave motivation to the students to improve their confidence. Many students cannot speaking English well, speaking the target language well, because they not have a good confidence, especially in the target language that maybe she or he not very friendly, but they have at least they have the basic skills of it, the basic skills of the target language. So if they have a good confidence, maybe they can improve their um, English skills well and more and faster. So in the future, they can speaking English well as they need to be and they want to be. That's about the discussion, and the conclusion is the main types of teacher talk identified in the classroom verbal interaction were both indirect influence and direct influence. Thank you. Thank you very much to the Sir Johannes as our lecturer, and thank you for all of the friends and all of the viewer in this video.